let's start off with what I'm sure a lot of you are stressing about for some reason, which is what Paul Joyce had to say. So I'm going to do my best to break that down and we can talk about it. So let's start off with what Paul Joyce had to say on the transfer. He said a couple of things. So again, this was taken from a piece of his in the Times, but let me just get it. So, starts off by saying Liverpool were led to believe the Spain player was prepared to make the switch to Anfield, although the 25-year-old is mulling over whether to actually break ties with his boyhood club. After that, it was Liverpool are hoping that Martín Zubimendi will confirm he's willing to move to Merseyside. So let's just go back to the first line of what Paul Joyce said there. Liverpool were led to believe the player was prepared to make the move to Anfield. So, whatever happens, you can see that exactly what I was told is the exact same thing Paul Joyce was told. That the player had always made it clear that he was willing to move to Anfield. I've told you guys from the start, I haven't got a clue on the financial side of it, but nothing that I'm aware of has changed. Is it the fact that maybe he's getting cold feet at the last minute? I can't answer the question. But what I would say is, don't jump in two-footed and think it's all over because it hasn't happened yet. Now, whether we're talking about the transfer business as a whole, yeah, you've every right to be disappointed in that so far. I'm as angry as everybody, of course, because I've been banging on about warning all summer that this transfer window wasn't going to be what we were told it was going to be. But on the Zubimendi thing, I honestly don't know, I don't know of anything else that anybody can say, do or write at this point until a definitive decision is announced. I don't really have much more to say in it because I have nothing new that I can add to this conversation that you guys probably already haven't read, seen, or had a version of pitched to you. All I can say to you is what Paul Joyce said about Liverpool being led to believe the player was prepared to make the move to Anfield is exactly the same information that I was given and could still be true. So I understand people are getting frustrated. I'm getting frustrated at this point as well because regardless of anything else, we still haven't made a signing and that just isn't good enough in any way, shape or form. Am I still 95% he's coming? I'm going to give you my honest answer. Nothing that I'm aware of has changed. But, of course, I'm not the one in the room telling him what to do or what not to do. But my information hasn't changed. It's the same as what Paul Joyce had said. If the player has had cold feet or is humming and hawing a bit more, I certainly haven't been informed of that. As far as I'm aware, there's just a matter of him giving the nod and then the deal. But look, I understand your frustration, but I can only tell you what I can tell you. So I know everybody wants to blame somebody for something, and some people can come in and blame me and moan in the comments. I get it. You're frustrated about it. Do you not think I'm the same? It's been a long day for everybody, and more than anything, we all want the same thing. We want Liverpool to have a decent goddamn window and for the owners to bring in players, especially this position, which is one that we're now in our third year looking at to try and bring in a signing. So I'm equally as anxious as you all are at this moment in time. But again, I don't see one thing that said the player doesn't want to come. You can say he hasn't made his mind up, but that's the worst case scenario that's been pitched by anyone. Not one person that I've seen has said that the player doesn't want to come, or we wouldn't still be having this conversation. I guess the point comes where somebody has to say, it's now or never. Make your goddamn decision. I get that, but I can't be the one, you can't be the one to make that call. Agree, give Zubimendi until Monday evening. Not done by then, grab Andre or Ederson. Only reason Zubi was picked first was because he proved in a better league. Where am I on this one? My personal view is, if I'm Michael Edwards, I'm not hanging around much longer. Honestly, I don't know what else to say. If I'm in charge of this deal, it's make your damn mind up. Let's get cracking. We've no time to waste. But I'm not Michael Edwards right now, and I can't tell him what to do. I'm astonished that we're still without any signings. So whatever we think about Zubimendi and that situation, that doesn't mean that all other transfer activity has to grind to a halt. And that's what's happening, is nothing. Zip. Nada. And we're now going into the 12th of August. At what point are some people going to really wake up and just say that these owners don't give a shit? Because you can make your own mind up on what your cut-off point is for Zubimendi, or a decision, or the finances to be sorted, or whatever part of it you yourself feel. I can't change your mind on that. But I do get that it's getting to the point where people are like, how long does it take to make a decision on anything? Like whether it's the player moving, whether it's the fee, whether it's triggering the release clause, whatever. For me, a life-changing decision, 2 to 3 days. But that's me on a personal level. I can't speak for everybody else. We'll go through it all tonight anyway, because some other people have the other views on it, and it's important we air them as well. Could it be they're dragging their feet out right to the end of the window and nothing, and we'll get the usual spin? So I'd like to believe that isn't the case. I really would. And all I can say is failure isn't acceptable in this window, like we said at the start of it. And ultimately, if by the end of the window we don't have the 3 positions filled, we have every right to demand answers. I think right now we should be frustrated. I'm frustrated. I'm trying my best not to get myself into trouble with some of the stuff I want to say about these owners. But right now, we've seen team after team make signing after signing, and we're hanging around for one player. But here's the thing I don't get, right? Whether you believe he's coming or he's not coming, or whether the club are waiting or not waiting, I still don't understand why nothing else can happen. Why is it we're only able to deal with one goddamn thing at a time? And why is it we're so quick to move on Fabio Carvalho and bring in profit when there's nothing lined up? At what point do we get to say, get your fucking finger out? And I think I'm at the point of thinking, put up or shut up. Either hurry up and get deals done, or stop pretending. Because we deserve better than this. All of us. Now, again, there's still this hope, chance, whatever you want to call it, that this window grinds to a perfect conclusion. But again, my faith is in those doing the deals. I've zero in the owners. And I don't know under what constraints Edwards and Hughes are operating in. But this having to sell Carvalho stuff and not sign one goddamn player yet is pathetic. And then we're talking about maybe moving on Bobby Clark. Ben Doe could be sold. Van den Berg could be sold. Sale, and not one damn signing. Not one.